Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of X Malice. Now, I really think this time, I really think I'm going to catch up to the old videos this time. Please. I don't know why my sense of time was so off with this, but I really think I'm going to catch up this time to where I left off before. But let's find out for sure right now. And once I'm done getting through the things I've read before, I might comment more again, but see, one of the things I feel like I can't comment because I keep wanting to say things like, oh, you know what's going to happen next, and I'm like, no, you can't say that because a lot of people haven't watched your other videos of them. I keep wanting to give spoilers of the things that I already know, but no, bad, Dirili, bad, no spoilers. I mean, not on the first playthrough, you know? You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Glancing at the Shinjuku office buildings, I thought of the future. Starting tomorrow, I'll be working together with the others. I still don't know anything about them. I didn't just need to learn about X Day, I needed to learn about the group members. I want to learn about the group members. Particularly a redhead with an eye patch. We'll finally be working together, so I think it'd be good to get to know them better. And the perfect guy to help me with that was walking right in front of me. Okazaki? Actually, he's not the perfect guy for that because they shun him, so he probably doesn't know them as well as he would like to. Although, he probably knows them better than they would like him to. What's up? Damn, you fine boy. Well, I did choose that detective agency back there to take my job. But I've only met them a few times, so I don't know whether I can really trust them. Okazaki, is there anything about those people that you can tell me? Anything at all to reassure me? I was posing as a client, so I didn't think this was a strange thing to ask. My heart pounded as Okazaki looked at me. Okay, I'll tell you what I know about them. Oh, thank you very much. That easy, huh? I guess I'll start with Yanagi then. I think he's mature. Huh? Unlike the other three, he's meticulous. He'll go over everything one step at a time. Plus, he's the one who intervenes whenever Takeru and Mineo start fighting. He's like the steadfast father figure of the agency. Father? The image fit him to a T, and I giggled at how apropos it was. Then, what about Sasasuka? Despite his act, Takeru is a pretty nice guy. Really? I really never would have guessed. Well, not nice, but... Well, I mean, I sense he's kind of like a lot of my ex-boyfriends, where he's a jackass to everybody else, but when I'm with him, he's really nice to me. Nice? Really? You look like you don't believe me. Well, it's kind of hard to believe from what I've seen so far. No, it's just... Sasasuka always acts so prickly. But sometimes he gives me donuts. He tells me, you can have this, so go home. Bribe you with donuts to go away. That's not nice, that's him trying to get rid of you. Wait, isn't that just him trying to bribe you to leave him with donuts? Mineo, he's basically exactly what you see. Nothing more to say about that. Oh, is that all? Yep. Oh, that reminds me. He has a book called 100 Heart-Jerking Love Confessions on his desk. It's full of notes. Oh my god. So he's actually a romantic, huh? That's cute. He's definitely a hopeless romantic. I snuck a peek at some of the pages that he stuck notes to. Wanna hear what they are? Oh, you are so nosy! I never expected Kay to be such a snoop. No, I think I'll pass. And I'm not gonna make a comment about that? Really? Then, that leaves Shiraishi, huh? He's weird. I've noticed that. Weird? Weird in a good way. It seemed like I might finally gain some valuable intel. I looked at Okazaki with expectant eyes. When you say weird, what do you mean specifically? Actually, that guy... Huh? Even when he's mad, his eyes are smiling. If you study him, you'll see little changes. I expected so much more than that. Is he done? Nothing Okazaki had told me had much substance to it at all. I suppose Okazaki must observe the guys in the agency a lot, to notice all these details about them. I snuck a sideways glance at him. Sorry, they're using the names too much. I'm going to start inserting some pronouns. For some reason, some translations do that. They just forget the fact that there are pronouns in the English language, and they just keep using the person's name over and over. Oh? For some reason, there was an eye mask in the pocket of his well-worn suit. He wore an absent-minded look and a flippant manner of speech. We're pulling a Sherlock Holmes on him now? If it wasn't for his badge, I never believed that he was an SP officer. Is there something on my face? I'm not looking at your face. Is that an SP badge? I've seen them in dramas, but I wondered if that's what they actually looked like. I was just trying to make small talk, but I also wanted to know more about him, so the question slipped out. My curiosity overpowered my mental defenses. It just felt like something was off about him. That's right, this is a genuine SP badge. Without even a hint of caution, he confirmed his position in the SP. I'm on a mission right now, and I'm assigned to that detective agency. A mission? That guy works in the Security Police Division at HQ. He's covering us while we investigate. His name's Kei Okazaki. I remembered what Yanagi told me earlier. That's why I know a lot about these guys. I have to. I knew this was weird. Why was Okazaki protecting them when they'd all quit the police force? Or was it his official mission to protect them, while his objective was elsewhere? I knew I had to tread lightly, but there were so many questions I wanted answers to. If he's assigned to their office, I might run into him again. Right now, I wanted to know more about the people around me. I need to say, is working for the SP hard? I decided to break the ice with a fairly innocuous question. Is working for the SP hard? I guess it is. I have to risk my own safety to protect designated individuals. It's a lot of physical and mental stress, apparently. What do you mean, apparently? There we go. Apparently? Personally, I don't really find it that hard. I'm just glad there are people to protect. Maybe he's stoic when it comes to his job. He did fall asleep on me last time. Yeah, I have the feeling he carries that eye mask around because he just sleeps when and where he can. I'm sorry you have to walk me home. Your work is so tiring. I'll be fine on my own. Oh, this is nothing. It's fun talking to you, Kat. Oh. I couldn't help but chuckle at the wide grin that he flashed me. Kei is definitely going next. I like Shiraishi. I wanted to do Shiraishi, but no, Kei is capturing my heart. So after Mineo, I'm coming for you, Kei. No, this is no time to be laughing. Yanagi and the others were wary of him, and I knew I shouldn't get too involved. I got caught up in his rhythm. I thought an SP agent would feel more cold and unapproachable. Yeah, but I think this is part of his ruse. Make you drop your defenses because he's acting all innocent and cute. But you don't seem that way to me, Okazaki. So, I seem friendly to you? Huh? Well, I suppose you can say that. I see. I'm glad the kitty doesn't hate me. Translation? Ha ha ha, I fooled her. Huh? He genuinely seemed happy about that. I felt my cheeks go flush. Even though I was wary, I was getting swept up in his silliness. I can't allow myself to get careless. I must stay cautious. That's right. Keep your head on straight. But once I started thinking that, I couldn't think of things to discuss. So we ended up not talking about anything else, and we reached my home. Oh, that sounds awkward. After I watched Okazaki leave, I looked up at my apartment. My thoughts wandered.
Hey, how does it feel to know that you could basically die at any moment? Come on, tell me.
It doesn't feel good.
You can hardly expect me to completely open up to someone I just met yesterday. You understand, don't you?
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't.
Don't think everyone will sympathize with you just because your little life is in danger.
I wanted to cooperate with them to solve the X-Day cases and remove my collar. I felt like I couldn't do anything on my own. They were talking about me, But was I really tuning out everything they said? You're tuning out a lot of things they say because they say very simple and obvious things and you act like you don't know what they're talking about. Working with them would mean violating the trust of the police. But you're under duress. I would funnel intel for their investigation. It'd be good if that helped solve the cases, but what if they were on the criminal side? I would be an accomplice to their crimes. But you're under duress. I couldn't do it. Yes, you can. A mental alarm was ringing this whole time, but I had refused to notice it. I couldn't trust them. I couldn't even latch on to a faint hope that they might be trustworthy. I couldn't work with them if I felt this way. I became a police officer to help people. I don't want to betray the badge. That meant there was only one answer. I'll find the truth about X Day on my own. Oh, crap. You know what? I think we got this whole thing because, I made the wrong choices and I'm gonna get a bad ending. But that's okay, that's cool. I want to see the bad endings anyway. It was a long shot, but I had to try. That's what you want, isn't it? I spoke to my caller. I didn't expect it to respond.
The conviction to fight on your own, eh?
Surprisingly, a voice came from the caller.
As long as your determination is pure and your intent aligns with ours, we don't mind. However, your time limit will not change. X Day is set. You cannot change the date.
I will find you and put a stop to this.
We truly look forward to that. Show us how you'll struggle against us.
The caller said nothing else. Then, from that day forth, I pursued the mystery of X Day on my own. Oh, foolish woman that I am. Yanagi's group contacted me numerous times, but I simply ignored them. Morning, day, and night. While working my day job, I gathered up information until my eyes were bloodshot. December 20th. But it wasn't good enough. 21st, 7/12. Wait. December 22nd, 11:35. No matter how much I scoured the internet, or how many information requests I made, nothing's happening. The 23rd. Please, wait! Ain't happening. The 24th. The more I looked, the more I began to understand the magnitude and complexity of the X Day incidents. Oh, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. Time's up. Pretty much. What should I do? I don't... 7 o'clock. Couple hours left. I should go somewhere so Okazaki doesn't have to find my body. I don't understand anything. The hours ticking by. I couldn't understand a single thing. So I just gave up. No, please, don't let it end like this. I didn't unravel a single thing. You're a terrible detective then. Oh, half an hour. I couldn't stop it. Not like this. I would be killed. No one could help me now. It was just. This was all my fault. There was no stopping them. Would everybody die? Well, you'll never know.
We would like to announce X Day.
Which I do not get to see. The end. Alright, so we got our second bad ending. Now let's get back on track. Which means I will have to start over again because now I found a different guide. And if there's any difference in dialogue, I'll tell you all. Oh my god, this thing forwards so slowly. Okay, don't report it, of course. Okay, so for this choice with Takeru, we have to say, do you suspect me? Do you suspect me?
That is also true.
What else is there? My apparently thoughtless questions seemed to only further Sasasuka's irritation with me, and he glared even harder.
You are not nearly cautious enough.
Huh?
Yanagi's soft, so he's being considerate and trying to comfort you, and be respectful of your feelings. Maneo's an idiot, so he doesn't even notice anything happening around him. Shiraishi's just amusing himself, and he doesn't even seem to care. So, it's left to me to give you some crucial advice. You're in a very dangerous situation.
I've actually noticed that. He lowered his voice as he finished, and then let me go. Sasasuka?
Flush any ideas of calm out of your head. You're right in the middle of X Day now. If you want to live, take this seriously.
I am. This person. Was he worried about me? Or was he just making fun of me again? Although, he's right. Despite the harsh delivery, Sasasuka was giving me the unvarnished truth. And skipping again. This is taking forever. So like I said, again, I understand. And like I said, again, is working for the SP hard. Alright, so actually the difference was right there after speaking to him because, I decided to keep working with them instead of trying to go off on my own. Yeah, my whole police department couldn't figure it out, but maybe I could have by myself. When I got home, I could hear Kazuki laughing in his room. In the doorway, I noticed another pair of boys' shoes. I glanced at the clock. It was long past midnight. What are you boys doing up? I should send him home. It'd be dangerous to make him leave now. Kay, are you still out there? Can you walk this boy home? Kazuki, can I talk to you? Without a reply, the door opened, and Kazuki's irritated face peeked out. Don't give me that look, young man. You're up way past your bedtime.
What? I have a friend over now.
I know that, but is your friend's family okay with it? Did you make sure to tell them so they know he's safe? Kazuki clicked his tongue and glared at me.
It's fine, just give it a rest.
He tried to close the door, but I stuck my slipper in before he could. Wouldn't that still squish your foot? If it's just a slipper? Do I have steel-toed slippers? That's not alright. His parents might be worried, Just tell me whether you called them or not.
Shut up, alright? I already told you it's fine.
Yeah, like I trust you and your dirty cardigan. I saw somebody behind Kazuki. Oh, he's cute. Akito Sarah. 18. He looks shy. Good evening, Ichika. Sorry for staying over so late. Oh, Akito. Good evening. Akito was Kazuki's best friend. Well, that's what I assumed he was, because he came over so often. Maybe they're more than friends. It's dangerous to go out at this hour, so I don't mind if you stay the night. Sorry about that. I'll spend the night then. I'll call my parents and tell them. Yes, please do that. Please actually do that, and don't just say you're going to.
Are we done here now? Bye.
You little... Kazuki kicked my slipper out of his doorway, and it caromed off the hallway wall. Is that a real word? Do they mean careened? I'll have to look that up later. With a tiny sigh, I slipped my foot back into the slipper. I organized the discarded mess of shoes in the entrance, thinking of Kazuki. Kazuki went to a high school within Shinjuku. He persuaded her parents to let him go to school here, provided he'd stay with me, and left their distant hometown in Niigata. I'm sure Mom and Dad are worried. I contact them every once in a while. Wanting him to stay as safe as possible, I once suggested to Kazuki that maybe it'd be a good idea to stay home and not go to school. But he just said,
Are you kidding me?
In a really threatening tone. Am I letting him get away with that? Discouraged, I went into the living room and plopped down on my bed. I absent-mindedly turned on the TV, where the X Day incidents were dominating news coverage. While pondering life in general, my thoughts drifted to Kazuki. He didn't used to be that way. I came to Tokyo right after I graduated. When I lived in Niigata, even if we didn't get along, we could at least speak normally. But ever since he started staying here, our relationship has worsened. Day by day, it felt like we were drifting further and further apart. I wish we could go back to how things were. Groggily turning, I felt the foreign object on my neck and snapped back to reality. That's right. For Okazaki, I need to uncover the truth behind X Day. I couldn't simply count on Yanagi's group. I wanted to contribute too. I got up and picked up the remote to shut off the TV.
And now for our next story. Representative Rei Mikuni, a rising young government star.
Oh, I remember him. When I was back at the academy, he had some really passionate supporters.
Mikuni, a resident of Shinjuku, has called for guarantees of safety for residents in the quarantine area, alluding to X Day.
I don't know how the government does things, but it seems like the police aren't the only ones having problems.
Her critical statements about police mistakes and injustice have come under fire as,
Right now, I need to worry about myself. Yeah, but that was about X Day. Shouldn't you be listening to that still? Scolding myself for getting distracted, I turn off the TV. I'll be starting my investigations tomorrow, so I should review the cases. I booted up my PC to go over some articles about the X Day incidents. Which one should I review? That would be the April and May incidents. Police abduction incident. April 4th, 2000XX. It all began with this video. A video on the Shinjuku Station TVs showed a group of what appeared to be tied-up police.
In order to restore tainted Japan to health, the countdown to X Day will now begin.
The altered voice disclosed a list of scandals the four people were accused of. Collusion with organized crime, embezzlement, trumping up evidence, excessive use of force, bullying fellow officers into suicide.
Criminals such as these must face capital punishment. They must be exterminated. We will resurrect truth in this world. No longer will only the weak be persecuted.
Viewers wondered if it was a tacky commercial. The indifferent voice echoed through Shinjuku. Then the video displayed these words. Countdown to X Day. 9. The gruesome countdown mentioned at the start of the video had begun. Officer abductions and murder. May 4th. The officers in the disturbing video hadn't been found, and the situation turned dire. This was broadcast online, unlike in April.
Thank you for waiting, everybody. The time for judgment is at hand.
After that short intro, gunshots rang out.
In order to cure Japan, such people must be exterminated.
Oh, okay, so I guess here we are going over all the same stuff that was in the X Day countdown on the official website. When judgment was rendered, the voice spoke.
Judgment has been passed as a preview of X Day. This is not the end. Henceforth we will mete out justice in the name of the nation's rebirth. Our name is Adonis. Hear me well, listeners. Make sure that you remember this name, okay? May this world become a paradise. Countdown to X Day, 8.
The police arrived far too late. The death of one officer was confirmed. However, many others' bloodstains were found. The other 3 victims had just vanished. April X Day incident has been added to materials. And May as well. Which one should I review? So we're going through all of them, okay. Go through them in order. Middle school explosion. June 4th. An explosion occurred at a middle school in Shinjuku, killing all members of a class. They were doing a science experiment at the time, so it was initially ruled an accident. However, the damage caused changed the ruling. The Roman numeral 7 was drawn on the roof of the building, and a coin was found at the site identical to the one in the May crime. It's likely linked to April and May's cases. No fingerprints were found at the scene, and all people present perished. So much is still unknown about this case. Explosive residues were found, but they were from easily obtainable components. A school festival had been held recently, so determining suspects has been difficult. Afterwards, the group calling themselves Adonis uploaded a video in mid-June.
A heartbreaking event has occurred. However, this was not indiscriminate murder. All of the deceased were, in fact, sinners. If you knew the extent of their crimes, you would accept their deaths as just. To save all people from sadness, we of Adonis will continue to judge the wicked. Countdown to X Day, 7.
Well, if you wanted people to accept that, then you should have elaborated on their crimes just a little. A dedicated investigations office in Shinjuku Station was set up to handle X Day cases. June incident added to materials. And now let's move on to July. Stalker murder. July 1st. A man who had been stalking a woman was killed by a bystander. The assailant was caught on the spot. Many witnesses' accounts thought that it was a legitimate act of self-defense. However, the assailant was previously taken into custody as a suspect for the May X Day incident, so he's currently in detention. Afterward, the Roman numeral 6 and another coin were found at the victim's residence. Both the assailant and the stalking victim were suspected to have ties to Adonis, but no evidence was found to corroborate this. In early August, Adonis released a video declaring the incident part of the countdown.
A man was arrested for defending himself. Don't you find this unreasonable? He was a hero who saved a woman. This woman had been plagued by her stalker for ages, but the police did nothing. We, Adonis, could not overlook this, so we passed judgment on the victim's behalf. Countdown to X Day, 6. Also, this month's countdown is 5. Soon our judgment shall fall again.
July incident added to materials. And the next page. August incident. And I think we'll stop with August incident. It's really hard since I had to do so much forwarding. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but I think this should be enough. Online gamer serial killings. This incident had the most victims, aside from the June middle school bombing, and crumbled public opinion of internet users. August 2nd, 3 men were shot to death in Shinjuku. However, their locations in the city, times of death, and their ages were unrelated. However, the Roman numeral 5 was left at each crime scene, in addition to the coin. The killings were declared related to X Day. From August 5th to August 7th, 3 people were killed per day, making 9 victims in total. Including the first 3 victims, all of the deceased played the same online game. A thread that bound the victims was found. The police appealed for caution, but the game had millions of players across the country, and panic erupted nationwide. There were many victims, and obstacles like hackers attacking the game servers made the investigation extremely difficult. Then, on August 14th, 3 more players of the game were killed at different locations. All victims belonged to the Shinjuku Guild, and they were all Shinjuku residents. It was speculated that in-game bullying might have been what sparked these killings. There was a terrible fear that a large number of people had been complicit in the murders. On August 18th, a suicide victim was found who claimed to regret bullying others online. This person was not a resident of Shinjuku. In late August, another video was uploaded.
Indiscriminate murder. Many of you believe this was injustice. If only you knew the truth. They needed to be killed. They committed sins that required judgment. We saved future victims by delivering it. Countdown to X Day, 5.
The country was in fear of Adonis, yet distrust of the police mounted, mainly due to their ineffectiveness on the X Day cases. For now, the damage was limited to Shinjuku, but what if Adonis turned their eyes outward? If bullying in a video game warranted death, what sort of sin would merit judgment next? Anyone could be next. This incident was the impetus for the Shinjuku Quarantine Act, as well as the repeal of the Swords and Weapons Control Law within Shinjuku. August incident added. And we will save the rest of it for the next episode. So yeah, we'll read about September and November next time. Phew, I'm gonna have a lot of cutting with that. But oh my god, no! I'm still not in the clear yet! I still haven't caught up yet! I can't believe it! Will it be the next episode or won't it? Darn it! I want to catch up! Ah. Well, I'm gonna do 2 videos a day until I'm freaking caught up so I can get new stuff. I want my Mineo, please! Alright, well, hope to see you in the next video or some of my other ones, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.